threshold to meet, and I was very honored to achieve that goal, and it meant a great deal to me, and it kind of launched me into this campaign. And I've made no bones about the fact that one of the reasons I'm running is because we don't have enough women in the legislature or in Congress. About 17%, I think, in Congress, in both houses, and out of 80 assembly members, only 20 are women and 5 are termed out. And gender equity is what we absolutely have to have, or our voices are not going to be heard. So that's a primary driver for me. But you asked what the challenges. Well, you said joys and challenges. I'm going to put the challenges first, and then I'm going to end on a high note with the joys. Okay, so little time for your children, family, or friends. I mean, I really relate to what Janet was talking about. I was first asked to run for the state assembly in 1997 before I ever met my current husband, Pedro Nava. So yes, I've been married more than once. But I was a single working mother. I had a 9-year-old son, and I made a decision not to do it at that point in time. And now that I'm out on the campaign trail, and I also am the director of a statewide nonprofit, I can see that without an incredible support system, it would be almost impossible for a working mother to take this task on. So we really need to think about that as we're trying to encourage more women to run. Never feeling that your work is finished. I always like to finish things, okay? But when you're on a campaign, you never ever finish. Because the minute you finish something, you have another thing you have to do, and another thing you forgot to do. So that's why I keep lists all the time. Accepting that you're the candidate, and that means turning your life over to others. This one was really hard for me, and they're all laughing. Because when I take on a campaign, I am the strategist. I'm the one in control. If I'm going against the largest mining company or defeating a toll road, I'm the one giving all the directions. You can't do that as a candidate or you'll go insane. So I have successfully made that transition, so. Okay. But only very recently. Being unfairly attacked and not always being able to fight back. This is one of the really hardest things that happen. People will make up the most amazing lies about you, and you have no way to fight back and tell the truth most of the time. And that is very, very hard to accept, because I was always raised to tell the truth, or I was going to go to hell. So, but I see it from a different way. It's a little hard to do. Okay. So this is my favorite one. Sexism is alive and well, if you were wondering. Okay. It's been the most amazing process for me that after a 40-year career, the only way I'm referred to is as Assemblymember Pedro Nava's wife, which immediately disqualifies me in not everybody's mind, but it's used to act as if I don't have any qualifications. I know I'm qualified to do this job. I've had a long, successful business career. I run a statewide nonprofit, but all of a sudden I'm reduced to Pedro Nava's wife. And frankly, he's my husband. Okay. Now this is kind of a hard one too, and being terribly disappointed by some people. When I first took this on, I sat with an assembly member who had a particularly difficult race, and he told me, as guidance, you will be terribly disappointed in some people, and it will really, really hurt. People you thought were your friends, that you thought were with you, won't be. Now, there's a counterbalance to this, but I'm not getting it to it until I get to the joys. Okay. And raising money is the pits. I'm going to be straight up honest about this. Raising money is really hard, especially now. I've done it for my nonprofit, but when you're doing it for yourself, it's a very different ball of wax. And frankly, I pray for the day of clean campaigns, but I know that what the Supreme Court judge said, we're not going to see that anytime soon. Okay, I want to end up on a positive note here. So the balance to the disappointment is being amazed by the outpouring of support you didn't necessarily expect. I have had the most amazing experience with people coming forward, supporting me. I mean, Susan Rose was one of my first, pushing me out of the nest people. But way beyond that, and meeting the most amazing people, and that counterbalances all the disappointment you feel. Constantly learning new things. This is like being in the graduate school of life. I am learning so many new things. And it's very invigorating. It's very stimulating. It's absolutely wonderful. Being able to fight for people who need help. When you're in this position, people come to you. And they come to you with their hopes and their dreams and their problems. And it puts you in a position of figuring out how to help them. I've done that my entire life. But it's very inspiring going throughout the district and meeting with people who really need help. finding your voice. I have testified at hundreds, literally hundreds of hearings. But it's a very different thing to get up and testify because you're setting the record and you're trying to make sure you get everything in. This is learning how to talk from your heart. And it's a very, very different thing. I think it's very intimidating for people. It was intimidating for me. Just being able to stand up here when I first started this would have been incredibly difficult for me. So it really has helped me find my voice. Learning you're stronger than you thought you were. I never thought I wasn't strong. But when you get into this campaign mode and you go through some of the vicissitudes that you do and the disappointments, once you get through them, you realize how much stronger you really are. So that's been wonderful. And I'm almost done. Not viewing elected office as a career. Oh, no. This one is important. Knowing your integrity is intact. People who run for office, and we all know this, people who really want to be in office sometimes make compromises. To get there, they take money from people they shouldn't take money from. They take positions they shouldn't take because they think it will help them get into office. And I think when you're a candidate, one of the most important things is standing up for what you believe is right, no matter, even if you believe it's going to hurt your political chances and you might lose. I've already had to do that. I feel great about it, and it's one of the things where you go sleep at night, you get up in the morning, you look in the mirror, and you say, you're right there, you know who you are, and keep going. And I think, ultimately, believing that win or lose, life has a larger purpose, and you will always be exactly where you are supposed to be. I mean, I honestly feel that if you go into this and you feel, I have to get this, or my life is over, and I can't survive, you're in trouble. You really have to believe that win or lose, you've done the right thing, and you'll be in the right place, and those are the challenges and the joys for me. Yeah.